seeing. Mic check 1, 2 as the players prepare to come out.
Hey, I love that.
As the players make their way out onto David Barrow Stadium at the Veneto Club, we welcome you, one and all, to this round 13 match of the NPL Women's Victoria season between FC Bulleen Lions, the hosts, wearing their all-maroon strips, and Spring Hills, the visitors, wearing their away white and pink number. My name is Joey Lynch. Thank you ever so much for your company today on the NPL Victoria YouTube page for a day that represents a return. Back in 2024, Maya Markowski scored 20 goals in 21 appearances for Bulleen on her way to winning the NPL Women's Victoria gold medal as the best and fairest in the league. And now she returns to Veneto Club wearing the colours of the enemy. Spring Hills back at her childhood club, the club she started at as a 7-year-old. She has now returned 16 years later and made a winning return last week in her debut for the club. A 90th minute goal against Preston Lions to secure them a 2-1 win. Will she have even more magic in store in her return to the Veneto Club? For Bulleen, meanwhile, sitting on the outside looking in of the top four today, the opportunity comes to leap back in, assuming that they can have a favour done for them later in the evening by Brunswick when they play Boroondara. Coach Caitlin Friend, as she is known to do, she has dipped into the window, brought in a number of A-League women reinforcements. In fact, 12 total signings in the now shut mid-season transfer window by the Bulleen Lions. There's been 3 changes to the side today for them. Erin Hudson starts her first league game for Bulleen since last year's semi-final against Heidelberg United. Annabelle Yates, having made her debut last week as a 70th minute substitute, she gets the start. And Nia Sala, who scored a 90th minute winner in the return fixture of this clash back in round 2, she gets the nod to start up front today. Those changes mean that Emily Shields, having started every game this season up to this point, moves to the bench. Danny Buttress, having started every game up to this point, she gets a rest. She's on the bench. And as well as Grace Cagnina, who has started every game since round 5 when she returned from a red card suspension. She makes her way to the substitutes bench once more. So the starting lineup for Bulleen, you've got Erin Hudson in goal, Mia Bullich in front of her, Paige Zoyce, Sarah Kane, Madison Rakic, Tiff Eliadis, Nia Sala, Alana Cornelino, Holly Massey, Annabelle Yates and Ava Bridus. For the visiting Spring Hills, a couple of changes for them as well. The newly signed Mami Ambo, who's crossed over from South Melbourne during the mid-season window. She gets the start. And Julia Budiongo, having come off the bench last week, she comes into the starting 11. As it is Alex Sinclair and Maya Markowski getting things underway for the visitors. Chelsea De Silva has dropped to the bench. Meanwhile, Olivia Anderson not on the team sheet today for Spring Hills. They've got Jenna Ibrahim in goal. The aforementioned Ambo. Ari Narita, who scored against her former side Preston, the equaliser last week. As Ibrahim had to come out, smothered it. She's off her line. And early disaster averted by Spring Hills. Ava Bridus in the end coming up and having the effort that was deflected away, and after about 30-odd seconds, nervy start for Spring Hills, who are probably going to put the ball out. Haven't even gotten through the lineup, so finish it off. Budiongo's there, Natasha Dakic, as ever, present, Bella Stringfellow, Markowski, Alex Sinclair, Eri Yamashita, Yukina Tamamura and Montana Matthews. All that excitement, we can take a breath and gather ourselves. Tamamura gets it to Dakic. Those two have been ever present for Spring Hills this season, every minute of every game as centre backs. Sinclair turns it around the corner. Budiongo has some space to move into. Sends it into the bread basket of Tiff Eliadis. Goals have been a bit of a problem for Spring Hills this season. They do have one of the more miserly defences in the league, the fourth most frugal throughout the campaign, conceding just the 16, but they've only scored 15 going the other way. So with the arrival of Markowski, Sinclair starting up top, as well as Budiongo inserted into the starting 11. Coach Tom Markowski looking to make sure that the goals flow early and often as Eliadis boots that one forward. Couldn't find a teammate. Cornelino was the closest in the vicinity, but Montana Matthews seized upon it. Markowski driving forward. Markowski split two defenders and then the cutback. Took an awkward touch. And that proved enough for Erin Hudson to come out and make the climb. And an exciting opening, both sides. Showing some early flashes. Bulleen almost pouncing in the early Spring Hills era. And then the visitors showing signs of intent, particularly down this right flank. Budiongo and then Markowski. Dakic now, bit of a string fellow. Sarah Kane forcing the turnover. And Massey just tried to let it run. Resulted in a turnover outside of the boot pass from Maya Markowski. And once more, here comes Spring Hills rapidly. Looking for the shot. Rosalie Narita just couldn't open up, so she'll lay it off, and then the effort. Displayed wide by Yamashita. One of several Japanese players on the park for Spring Hills today. Eri Narita in her second game for the club lays it off, and Eri Yamashita, who's been a regular for Spring Hills this season, sends the effort wide. It's a bit of a poor pass. And a bit of work to do with Sinclair lurking. Yates sends it forward. Massey tried to lay it off for Ava Bridus. Kane sends it out to the right flank. Rakic, wearing the number 10 today. Yuka Sato, who is on the bench, one of these new signings for FC Bulleen Lions. Wearing the number 14 that she wore last season. So Rakic takes the 10 shirt. Grabs in the middle of the park. Clever touch by Paige Zoyce. And her return to Bulleen last week. Played a full 90. Yates. Sala sends something floating towards the back post, but it's going to be well in front. Oh, Cordelino. Paige Zoyce, just her third competitive fixture in a year, Paige Zoyce. It was a year ago to the day where she suffered a serious leg injury against Heidelberg United that forced her to the sideline for an extended period. One appearance for victory during the A-League women's season. Turning to Bulleen last week. Shots for a penalty from Bulleen, but they're going to be waved away. Goal kick. Jackson Trundle is the main referee today, assisted by Emily Chandler and Nat Finlay. Whitney Craig is the fourth official. Dakic. Just try to put a boot through it. Will sneak its way through to Alex Sinclair. Alex Sinclair, very familiar opponent for FC Bulleen Lions. Their tussles back in the day when she was with Calder United. Now making her return with Spring Hills. Budiongo. Under pressure from Bullich, who lost their footing but won the ball. Budiongo trying to win it straight back. Enables Markowski to do so. Markowski stood up by two defenders. Kane coming up to apply the pressure. And it is Spring Hills that can have themselves a throw-in on this right flank. Markowski's attempted cross, blocked away by Annabelle Yates, but that means that Spring Hills can have themselves the first corner of this game. Montana Matthews coming across to take. Returns to Spring Hills in round 10. 3-2 win over Box Hill. It was a sub a fortnight ago, but back in the 11 last week. Delivery. Still up for grabs. Matthews coming through like a freight train, trying to seize upon the second ball. Just that pass from Bella Stringfellow, slightly wayward. Maritha able to bring it in before it crosses out. Bulleen throwing. Matthews not technically a mid-season addition, given that she was registered at the start of the campaign, but here on her summer break from the University of Incarnate Word. 6 starts and 14 appearances for the Cardinals over there in Texas. Yates. The ball poked away from her by Narita. Now it's up for grabs. Markowski's there. Hustle and bustle away through once more. Those it off for Narita. Pocket picked by Paige Joyce. Salah has her pocket picked. Markowski did well to lay it off for Stringfellow. Stringfellow able to get a cross in. It's clear by Bulleen and potentially could look to get something going in transition. Lee Massey. Left-footed pass, teasingly across for Alina Cordelino, but before she could get there. Jenna Ibrahim out to play. Alina Cordelino, she started and played 45 minutes in her return to Bulleen last week. The A-League women's season with Western United after impressing with the Lionesses during the 2024 campaign. Meanwhile, at the other end, Budiongo gets it to Sinclair. Took it around Rakic, and then she'll lay it off on the left. Players arriving in the box, but none of them can be found as that cross ripples into the side netting. So Spring Hill certainly making the early running in this game. Sinclair just flick it over the top of her marker, but Bulleen, she's had to do a lot of work early on at that left back position. Getting across to block it away, her and Yates over on the left, getting dragged out there and in a battle. Montana Matthews. The opportunity to send in another corner kick. High one towards the top of the 6-yard box. Last came off, I think, Alex Sinclair. And the referee agrees with me that it came off a Spring Hills player, as it's going to be a goal kick. Taken short quickly. Tiff Eliadis. In play, and as he held it up and then laid it off to Overbrightus. Rakic, Cordolino. Did well to keep it in, did Cordolino, but no teammates there, short. So it was Yamashita that came up with it, and Spring Hills will try to launch themselves forward. Eliadis battling Sinclair with Markowski in the vicinity, so she had to be good, and she was. Kane knocks it forward, but there's nobody going to be able to bring it in for Bulleen. That early look on goal through Overbrightus about 30 seconds in, but not a lot of real threat on the goals of Jenna Ibrahim since. Markowski throwing her weight around. Let's go back and get that one. He's providing support as Cordolino tried to claim it for Bulleen. Salah. A string follow. Eliadis can take a moment before sending it to Sarah Kane. One gold medal winner, sending it to another. Eliadis to Kane. Clever turn. Overbrightus. Mortar giving chase to Spring Hills. Left-footed ball up the park, but there's nobody really there for it. So coach Caitlin Friend can have a touch for Bulleen. Zorakic gets us going once more with the throw-in. Sinclair getting up to apply the pressure. Didn't win the ball, but did enough to send it out for another throw-in. Use with the body by Nia Salah to drive it inside. Brightus just attempted a little pirouette move. Didn't quite come off. Narita. To Matthews on the overlap, albeit not really in front of her, so she's going to come under pressure here, forced to hold it up. Pressure Dakic. Udiongo looking to keep it in, cannot do so. Works it around the corner for Kane. Good scanning from Avabritis as the ball came in. Massey. Britis. Zoyce. Clever touch to take it around Markowski. Then sent the pass straight into Markowski's trailing shins. Markowski was bantering with Zoyce and a number of the Bulleen players before the game, tossing up whether or not there'll be a celebration if she scores, or if they'll go and celebrate in her face if they score. All good fun, all good mates. Sinclair, with a very friendly challenge there though. Sinclair brought down by Kate. Malicious though, I'm sure, just in the heat of the midfield battle. With an energetic start between these two sides. Massey just ambling through. Koski asking a bit of decorum before sending this one long. Narita was the intended recipient, but before it could make its way through to the 27-year-old. Narita has it back off before getting the return pass. Not just quite there, Spring Hills, so they'll surrender a bit of territory before getting this next throw in. Yamashita knocked it forward. Bulleen to spring forth quickly, take the ball back. Salah, not a lot of options in front of her, has to wait for players to arrive. It was Avabritis. She knocks it forward. Cornelino's got wicked speed, but not enough to keep that one in. Helped out as well. Yukina Kamamura. Spring Hills best and fairest in their promotion winning campaign last year. Kamamura signed with them from the Bulleen Football League, Taiwanese League, Hung Yuan FC. To the edge of the penalty area. Massey has a lot of players to beat. It's going to be a very tough ask because Spring Hills take it back. Bulleen just spending a bit of an extended period. Spring Hills half of the park. Albeit it's been mostly restricted to this right flank. Sinclair nods it on. And the artist goes straight through the back of Narita, but the advantage has been played. Maya Markowski took a heavy touch. Bullich arrived, up for grabs. Pudiongo knocks it back. High, looping, threatening looking. Well, I'm not sure if it was a pass, a shot across, something else entirely, but Yamashita all of a sudden had Aaron Hudson just doing a bit of geometry, a bit of algebra, trying to figure out the angle, and eventually watched it go over the crossbar. Markowski, Ambo, The umpire closed down by Paige Zoyce. Dakic with Tamamura. Nishita, her pass just collects the heels of Sarah Kane. Tamamura goes down by Cordolino. Sarah Kane to get across, but a tackle. Goes straight to Yamashita. On the elbow now. Yamashita. Tamamura. Tamamura, long ball forward, looking for Narita. Markowski heads down the second ball to Alex Sinclair's advantage. Cordolino just unable to keep that one in. And this side in pink and white can have themselves a throw-in. And they're attacking left flank just inside Bulleen's side of the park. Eliadis forward, so he's got a head to it. Markowski comes across to claim. Matthews. Tamamura. Dakic. It's a Dakic. Straight to Bullich. She's going to carry the ball out. So not Bullich, it was Annabelle Yates. Nice attempt to just pretend that everything was all right, kept carrying on, but it clearly got out. Bella Stringfellow gets us going once more. Alex Sinclair, nice turn. Taken away from Yates. The heavy touch sees it roll out. Almost convincing there from Bullich. Budiongo takes advantage. Ramiambo and Narita. Markowski's got a bit of space. Lakic closes it down. Fall for the step overs. Nishita's ball looking for Budiongo. Doesn't come off. Narita got a head to it. Ramiambo winds up. Looks for the bottom corner. And it's a goal on debut from Ramiambo. And Spring Hills have themselves a 1-0 lead at the Veneto Club. It all opened up. Ramiambo had all the time in the world to just tee up that right-footed effort, pick out where she wanted to put it. We had a good view of it from our camera position. And she scored 3 goals for South Melbourne, also 8 appearances for them during the 2025 campaign. Now, in her first game since crossing over to Spring Hills, she scores once more. She's put her side into the ascendancy. This opening stanza, David Barrow Stadium at the Veneto Club. Bulleen now. Coming off the back of a draw with Box Hill. Maybe first to search for an equaliser. Somebody's going to have to go and get that. Not sure how, but Erin Hunston's scrambling to prevent it from going out for a corner. successful with those attempts. It's going to be a throw-in, but somebody is going to have to go and get that. Ball around the corner doesn't come off. Spring Hills have really started this game with energy. Been on top. Maybe not to a massive degree, but certainly shading things. But they're going to have to defend now. Paige Zoyce. Here's Salah. Cuts back onto the right boot. Salah, she scored in this fixture last time out. Just unable to repeat those efforts as her attempts sails just on the wrong side of that far post if you are of the Bulleen persuasion. With the throw in. Riders couldn't bring it down. Diongo. Coming with Yates. Twins it. Cortolino now. And Cortolino. Get poked away from her. To be precise with that challenge, Tamamura. She was. Bulleen. Continue on this pressure. Kane. Sarah Kane. Comfortable save in the end for Jenna Ibrahim, but Bulleen at least making the Spring Hills goalkeeper work. And the defensive prowess that Spring Hills have shown this season, as mentioned, the fourth most miserly in the league. Just 16 goals conceded. Just the one clean sheet for Jenna Ibrahim this campaign. Back in round 11, 0-0 draw with Alamein. Certainly something for that Spring Hills backline to target beyond just the 3 points. As they await this delivery from Paige Zoyce. Numbers forward for Bulleen. High ball in from Zoyce. Ibrahim came. Budiongo. The most convincing of clearances. Still there. Massey's battling for it. Comes out to Eliadis at the top of the box, and then she'll just swing a left boot out at it. She'll go out for a goal kick. The poor Bulleen ground marshals, they've already watched one ball go onto the roof of the Veneno Club. Now they'll have to head into the Billabong behind that goal there and fetch that ball out. Meanwhile, Zoyce dinked pass, wanted to just place it into the path of Cortolino. Didn't come on. Just actually looking around. The players better not lose this ball because I don't think we've got another spare. Bulleen. Sense of urgency apparent in these last few exchanges. Kane is it out from there, Salah. The chase on the left, closed down by Stringfellow. Both sides appealing. It's going to be a corner. About half an hour gone here at the Veneno Club. First corner of the game for Bulleen. Jackson Trundle just laying down the law. And Markowski pleading her case. Delivery towards the near post. Ricocheting about everywhere. Last come off a Spring Hills player. I think the defensive header from Spring Hills went right into the back of a teammate. In those circumstances, it can ricochet anywhere, so we're pleased about it, but so often you've seen those go out for an own goal rather than a corner. Zeus prepares to deliver once more. It's another good delivery in swinging. Markowski, tallest player on the park with a defensive header. Narita does very well, using the body, couldn't pick out Budiongo. Zeus went into the brick wall that was Markowski. Bulleen retaining possession, Cordellino charging through, header momentum, Cordellino into the box. Just the wall of pink and white in front of her eventually proved too much. And Bulleen are going to be forced to recalibrate and come again. Gates. Just Eliadis. Good ball to Cordellino, but her pass, only Massey just slightly wayward, and that gives Spring Hills enough. Her passing. Not too flash either. Gives it straight back to Bulleen. Joyce. It's time to scope things out. Not at Massey. Connection not there. Budiongo now shielding the ball from Yates. Sends it central. Narita. Back to Budiongo. Is she onside? The flag stays down. Budiongo. Able to get a touch before Erin Hudson, aware of the danger, came out to claim. Zeus now battling once more with Markowski. Ambo, the goal scorer. The 23rd minute strike so far, the difference. Yates passed one. That's a pass past the second. She kept up the run. Annabelle Yates. Stringfellow. The fresher legs. Got to the ball first. Deflected central. Dakic claims it. Comes up from Narita as the ball comes to her. Montana Matthews on the overlap. That's where it goes. Sinclair's in the middle. Budiongo at the far post. Madison Dakic. We'll bring a premature end to that attack, giving away a free kick. Tom Markowski up and barking instructions from his technical area. Caitlin Friends seated in hers. Not too impressed as the Bulleen coach as she awaits the side's attempts to defend this free kick. It's a good one sent in. It's going to beat everybody in the end. Kane spills out on the Ambo. Teammate a task. Bulleen have themselves a throw it. This attacking left flank. Side Spring Hills side of the park. Kane kept it in. Deflection was favourable for Zeus, but her pass around the corner for Bridus didn't come off. Ambo. Her attempt to find Sinclair, unsuccessful. Budiongo's going to give chase. Which goes back to Hudson. Budiongo kept up the pursuit. Eliadis. Budiongo's kept on going some more. Matthews took it from Cordolino. Budiongo. Cordolino to Rakic, back to Hudson. Directing traffic. Bullich. Massive. Zoyce. Rakic. Plays it into the path of Cordolino. Banking on the speed of the youngster, which history would demonstrate isn't the worst bet in the world, but not successful just yet for the side in Maroon. Six goals in 19 appearances for Bulleen in 2024. Cordolino showing enough promise to earn that move to Western United. Ex-Western United player in Sinclair, and her pass central. Markowski knocked clear by Eliadis. Joyce now has seen the run. Nia Sala, who's onside. Can she get a shot off? No. Charged down. Foot race is on. Cordolino against Matthews. Cordolino wins out, trying to turn her marker. He was having none of it, winning the ball back. Narita has it poked clear from her. Long range effort. Bounced awkwardly for Jenna Ibrahim. She was able to keep it out. Superb pass in those earlier exchanges from Zoyce to Nia Sala. We've seen her just fail to bend one effort back inside the post already today, but on that occasion maybe needed to pull the trigger a little bit sooner. Here comes Bulleen once more. Well, they did. So Dakic stepped up and took it away from Paige Zoyce. She's kept running. To Dakic, to Bulleen side of the park, and just sending a pass across that corridor of uncertainty. Sinclair made the run, was searching for it. Bulleen able to scramble back and take it away. Another free kick for Spring Hills out on this left flank. Seen Monsanto Matthews already float one very promising ball into the box from a free kick in a similar sort of situation, maybe slightly closer to goal, but the Stallions nonetheless have thrown numbers forward. Matthews' attempt won't have the distance. Kane sends it away. Second phase. Niambo. Poked away from her by Yates. One imagines that she will not be afforded the same kind of space she was for her opening goal for the rest of this contest. Sinclair headed around the corner. Stringfellow. Ball in. Eliadis there first. Ambo to Sinclair. Caught it flush. Appeals for a handball. Rejected calls by Jackson Trundle. Corner instead. They were immediate and loud from Spring Hills, but no VAR here in the NPL Women's Victoria. Closest we get is somebody pulling up the replay on YouTube and having a look-see. The referee certainly aren't allowed to do that. So I might have a squiz at that at half-time. See whether Spring Hills had themselves a case. Meanwhile, another corner opportunity for the visitors. Matthews, another good delivery. Markowski was in the vicinity, but it's headed clear by Bulleen. Sent back in by Spring Hills. Yamashita's pass just unable to be charged down by Budiongo. Sinclair to take the throw in before she decides better of it. Monsanto Matthews, two former Calder United teammates, several ex-Calder players in this Spring Hill side. Both sides based out there in Melbourne's west. Brightus. Took off the challenge, gets it to Cornelino. Trying to weave in and out of Dakic. Dakic stood her up. Did very well to catch Dakic. Tamamura sends it back to Ibrahim before receiving the return ball. Bulleen charges down, the pass forward from Montana Matthews. Artis sends it high and central. It's going to allow Narita to come up and claim it for Spring Hills. Markowski there as well. Narita gives chase. Going against Ava Brightus. That's it. Sinclair on the left. Figure out if Sinclair came up a little bit sore or just disappointed. Think it was the latter. It very much looks to be the latter as she bursts back to life to present an option as Spring Hills come forward once more, but the flag on this occasion is going to deny Budionga. Budionga, 2 goals to her name this season. Got 2 in 2 weeks back in rounds 9 and 10. Here's Salah, has the ball screwed over her defender. Can she keep it in? She can. Not a lot of support for her. She's done well to shake off the pressure, and then the pass. Not the best. Zoyce. Paige Zoyce from range. Paige Zoyce did very well to find the space for a shot, but couldn't subsequently direct it away from Jenna Ibrahim. And the keeper, who's had to make a few saves from range throughout this opening stanza. Not too difficult, but adds another one to her tally. Now, well, Narita from range. Spotted the keeper off her line. Would have been audacious. But the radar just slightly off. And Erin Hudson spared. Having to sprint back. Make a desperate save attempt. Budionga's challenge, last deflects off Yates, so it's going to be a Spring Hills ball. Good forward pressure displayed by the Stallions across this opening game. Picked out by Joyce. Massey in front of Cornelino. Sliding challenge is a good one from Yukina Tamamura. Massey. Used the body to shield it and turn. First time pass. Kane to Brightus. Not quite there. Joyce. Conducting things for Bulleen in that midfield throughout this opening half. Here's Salah. Wants to go central to Eliadis. Got rid of it before Markowski arrived. It's going to fall for Kane, but couldn't make proper contact. And Jenna Ibrahim falls on it. So, as half-time rapidly approached, the stats that come up across your screen will certainly show that Bulleen have had a number of shots on target. But for ball watchers rather than stat sheet watchers, they'll know that really yet to send too much panic through Ibrahim. Really deflected effort just 30 seconds in from Brightus, and there Salah's off-target attempt. Probably the 2 best chances that the Lionesses have had. from the back now. It's Bulleen. Around the corner for Kane. Thought about the shot. Looked for Cordelino instead to recover the ball, but did so and wins her side a corner. About to get the signal for how much added time will be observed. One minute, so an added 60 seconds here at the end of this opening half. One that sees Spring Hills hold a 1-0 lead thanks to Mami Ambo's 23rd minute effort. Markowski, defensive header, it's going to fall, and it's going to be bundled in. Nia Salah, 2-2 against Spring Hills. The youngster, the 18-year-old, back into the starting lineup. Had that one sit up for her. Sent it in on goal with massive bodies. Do believe it probably took a touch on the way through. She won't care. And on the stroke of half-time, this game tied up once more. See Bulleen Lions 1, Spring Hills 1. And that will be all that was written at the end of an entertaining 45 minutes here at David Barrow Stadium at the Veneto Club. One in which Spring Hills did the early running, certainly shaded the early exchanges and took a deserved lead through Mami Ambo in the 23rd minute. But Bulleen grew into the game, started to have a few speculative efforts from range, which forced keeper Jenny Ibrahim to work before finally, on the cusp of the half-time break, earning themselves a corner, one which was poked home on the second attempt by Nia Salah. So the game finally poised. as the players make their way back onto the surface here at David Barrows Stadium at the Veneto Club. We welcome you back to live coverage of this round 13 fixture in the NPL Women's Victoria competition between FC Bulleen Lions and Spring Hills. And if you are just joining us, the scores are locked at a goal apiece. Naomi Ambo striking early for Spring Hills, striking in the 23rd minute after a strong opening from the visitors. And then on the stroke of half-time, Niasala pouncing on the second phase of a corner kick, weaving it through a mass of bodies and finding the bottom corner to tie things up for the hosts. So the game evenly poised heading into the second 45 minutes. Both sides really eager for a win. An FC Bulleen Lions win combined with a draw or loss by Boroondara against Brunswick at this venue later this evening would see them move back into the top four. Spring Hills, meanwhile, looking to put a bit of further space between themselves and the 10th placed Bentley Greens, and they can move into 7th with a win today, assuming that Box Hill draw or lose. Preston's loss last night already fulfilling one part of the equation. As we get underway here in the second stanza, no changes noted by the fourth official. And in fact, well, we have had full time in Box Hill against Essendon. And spoiler alert, but that one has finished 2-2. Goals in the 79th and 88th minute from Box Hill, dragging them back. And securing a 2-2 draw. Stoppage in play here. Sorry, I was checking the scores of the Box Hill Essendon game, so I didn't quite catch what had happened. So there's a wet patch on the turf where I can't say I've ever seen this before. Some tissues have been handed out and the players are mopping something up. Water bottle being used as a makeshift spray wipe as well. Don't imagine when Tiff Eliadis and her Bulleen teammates made their way to the... Is it a blood nose? Was there a bit of blood on the surface? Is that what the problem was? Yates is making way, so potentially some claret opened up on Yates as she's forced off. Grace Cagnina has come on, so it appears that Yates has copped an errant blow, been opened up, and that's going to force a change. I'm extrapolating here, as I said. Just checking the full-time score in Essendon Box Hill when the incident happened. There you go, never take your eyes off the ball. And after all that, we can resume. So Bulleen making a first unplanned substitution soon after the second half begins. Ollie Massey battling with Markowski for it. Budiongo winning the ball for Spring Hills. Narita. Sana Matthews kept up her run, got the ball back. Tamamura will be forced to retreat to fetch that pass from Yamashita. Had enough time to do so. Rakic knocks it forward. Brightus lets it bounce. Yamashita came upon her and took the ball away. Ambo's pass, not the best for Yamashita. Turnover. Cordolino. Yard of space. Just got it to Massey, but that's where the attack will break down. Zoyce came through. Won the challenge. As did Eliadis against Sinclair. Narita. The Spring Hills. Closed down by Zoyce. A little spin move to take her away from the challenge. Markowski sends it out to the right. Ambo let it get away from her. Cagnina, the American, newly introduced onto the park for Yates. Was there. Watches on as Bullich makes the sliding challenge on Budiongo. Sinclair's going to give chase. Hudson out to claim. Zoyce wins the free kick. Eliadis. Budiongo battling for it. Cagnina stood up. Ensured her side would retain possession, and now Kane whacks it forward. Couldn't find a teammate, only Tamamura. Markowski knocks it down, looking for Matthews. They have to battle with Cordolino for it. This pass for Zoyce. He's going to go to Spring Hill's advantage. Sinclair used the body well, but did so from an offside position. That yard of space delivered by being half a yard offside. And Spring Hills denied another attempt on Erin Hudson's goal. Dakic, long clearance out, finds Sinclair. With Budiongo around the corner. She went back and won the ball. Julia Budiongo. Sliding challenge from Cagnina. Judged a fair one. Markowski. Looking for Narita. Didn't come off. Brightus. Got the ball out to Rakic. She was close down in a hurry. Matthews now for Spring Hills. Gets it to Sinclair. Markowski. Budiongo. Looking for the byline. Can only find the boot of Cagnina. And we'll have ourselves a corner for Spring Hills. So saw Montana Matthews float in several promising deliveries in the opening stanza. Now has her first opportunity to do so in this second one. A number of Spring Hill supporters have moved behind the goals to add a little motivation for their side. High floating ball near the goal line. Eliadis with a touch. Markowski shot blocked. Ambo. Left-footed delivery gets away from her. Bulleen. Closed down by Sinclair. Did ever so well, did Alex Sinclair. Ball across for Maya Markowski, looking for the shot. Blocked away. Second attempt, poking it out for Mamiambo. Cleared away before it can roll through to the Japanese attacker, who already has one on the day. Bouncing ball, Eliadis is there. Clever touch. Tarakic. Zois. Closed down by Markowski. Ball in dispute. Good turn by Holly Massey to take it away. Cordellino charges it down. Took it away from Tamamura. The attempt to swing the ball in before it strays out. Left her with very little margin for error, and she can't bring it in. Markowski flicks it around her shoulder. Eliadis took out Sinclair, but did so fairly. Good header. Salah, the goal scorer for Bulleen. Miscommunication between Kane and Zois sees the turnover. Markowski shakes off the attention of Kane. Hudson keeps it along the turf, but it's going to go straight to Markowski. Heavy touch, saw Bulleen get in. Poke it towards the touchline. Gagnina trying to take it away from her marker. Did well. There's space now for Rakic to operate in. Space that's closed down in a hurry by Mamiambo. Did well. Narita's pass was wayward, but Ambo cleans it up. Kane's touch finds Ava Baritis. Holly Massey. Kane. Grace Gagnina. Eliadis going on a bit in an adventure from her position at centre back. Massey applying the press. Being made to run this way, that way, and this way again by the Spring Hills backline till the reinforcements arrive. Rakic with the header. Zois with the challenge. Spring Hills will have themselves a throw-in deep on their defensive left flank. Series of changes being prepared by Bulleen. Yuka Sartho preparing to enter the fray for her re-debut for Bulleen, mid-season edition. Leah Privatelli there as well. So too Danny Buttress. So Caitlin Friend opening up the bench in search of a go-ahead goal. Holly Massey, one of the players that will make way. There's Salah, another one of those that have come off. Sato goes into the midfield. Getting on the ball there over Bridus. Has Privatelli on the right. Goes back to Rakic instead. Crossfield ball. It's a good one. But Batras had strayed into an offside position. Cordellino is the other player that has made way. So a refresh of the attack for Bulleen. They were forced to burn a substitute early on. And Annabelle Yates came a cropper and was forced off. It looked like a blow to the face. He was replaced by Grace Cagnina. So Anias Josefski, the only outfielder still available for coach Caitlin Friend to use off the bench. Tom Markowski, meanwhile, there's Emily Girolamo, Nikki Bozanovsky, Rachel Gillies, Mona Ensor, and Chelsea De Silva to call upon. Zoyce beat two defenders, couldn't beat Markowski. Matthews took it away from Rakic. Now stood up by Eliadis. Eliadis wins it. Privatelli sends it upfield and behind over Bridus. Heavy touch, sold Spring Hills into a bit of pressure, but they recover. Ball over the top. Narita gives chase, closed down by Rakic, rides her bump. Narita shielding the ball. There's Ambo in support. Narita tries to send a left-footed cross just into an inviting area, deflected away. Markowski couldn't recover and send it goalward once more. Tamamura. Markowski. To Tamamura. Centre back, left-footed ball in. Sinclair was arriving, but so was Erin Hudson. And Sinclair, colliding with the Bulleen keeper as she went for it, has remained down, looking in a bit of pain. Sinclair, she's played all but 8 minutes for Spring Hills so far in 2025. So she's not one to go off unless she absolutely has to. The trainer now out to provide a bit of support. Looks like she holding onto her right knee. Nothing in the collision, of course, just two players, all eyes for the ball. Spring Hill substitutes out warming up, as mentioned. They've got Girolamo, Bozanovsky, Gillies, Ensor, and De Silva to call upon. Rachel Gillies is an attacker, hasn't featured since round 5. So Sinclair helped off. We'll see whether or not that will end her night. Spring Hill skipper. Meanwhile, the visitors down to 10 as we resume. Cagnina, pressured by Budiongo. Bullich. Sinclair jumping up and down. Looks like she will attempt to re-enter the fray. Meanwhile, Eliadis, long ball forward. Sato lets it run. Danger, Buttress goes down, but it's a very, very, very well-timed challenge. Had to be good there, had to get the ball, and she did. Did Bella Stringfellow. Probably a goal-saving challenge because Buttress looked like she was through on goal. The corner now delivered. Bulleen have already scored from 1 in this game. Comes out to Kane. Trying to just place it into the roof of the net. Unable to do so. Fierce press. And that's going to come off the head of Rakic, and Eliadis' intervention, an important one. Narita was through otherwise. Off the head of Sato. Back by Dakic. Kane sends it in the Privatelli direction. It'll work its way through to her. Leah Privatelli with the early ball for Buttress. Thought about the volley, brought it down. That's pushed clear by Jenna Ibrahim. Koski trying to spark her side to life. Bulleen just enjoying period in control. See the energy and the vigour with which they're pressing at the moment. Those substitutes into the attack. Fresh legs. Zoyce sends it straight to Markowski. Will work last year, not so much this year. Spring Hills looking to spring a press of their own. Bulleen look to have played through it. Sato to Kane. Calls a switch. And the switch is made. Kagnina. Buttress makes the run. That's where the ball goes. Danny Buttress. Cutting inside onto the right peg and shooting. And scoring! Danny Buttress. Straight across to the bench to celebrate with her teammates. A wickedly hit shot. Too much to handle for Jenna Ibrahim. And Bulleen have dragged themselves back from 1-0 down to 2-1 up. And it's the substitute, Danny Buttress. This 18-year-old had started every game for Bulleen up to this point. Coming off the bench today. She's got 2 in 2 weeks now. Goal against Box Hill last week early on. Signed from the FV Academy during the off-season. And, well, was speaking with Caitlin Friends before the game, and she swore up and down that Danny Buttress was a future Matilda. A lot of expectations to put on a player, but doesn't hurt her case when she goes and does that in the following game. Long ball forward again as Bulleen go in search of a 2-goal buffer. Spring Hills need to bunker down, snuff out this momentum. Zoyce across to Kane. Clever 1-2. Kane advancing in on goal. Poked across. Is this going to be 3? No. Sato just got the ball caught up underneath her. Couldn't get a proper attempt away. Ibrahim's clearance goes to Sinclair. To Markowski, who just boots it forward. Budiongo gives chase. Bulleen come away with it. Clever turn by Mia Bulic. Egnina. Central for Zoyce. Ava Brightus rides the challenge, gets it to Kane. Bouncing attempts on target, but Ibrahim falls upon it. Kane intercepted. Privatelli gives chase. And it goes out. Rakic with the throw. Kane. Pass intended. Well, it was in the brightest vicinity. Couldn't find her. Markowski spun away from sun trouble. That's Matthews. Long ball forward from Tamamura. Found nobody in particular. Well, nobody wearing white and pink. Zoyce scans and took it away from Sinclair. Kane looking for the run of Buttress. Dakic gives chase. Buttress arrived. Did she win a corner? She did. I think Buttress has certainly provided a spark for Bulleen since she came on. If you want to start every week, this is certainly the type of performance you put in when you're relegated to the subs bench for the first time, to remind the coach that don't do that again. Looks like Spring Hills may be plotting a change of their own. We'll await to see who is summoned after this corner. So the signal goes up, the ball is swung in, big pack forms, and it's a strong grab. A good grab from Ibrahim. Montana Matthews carries it across field. Picks out a teammate on the right flank. In behind looking for Narita. Tiff Eliadis was there. Reinforcements are there in Budiongo. Open goal, but it's blocked away at the last by Rakic. And look at Hudson get around her. The keeper was caught in no man's land, but she had reinforcement in the form of Madi Rakic. Crossed over from Heidelberg in the off-season and has been ever present for this Bulleen side since making her first start in round 4. And her intervention ensures that Spring Hills have to settle for a corner rather than an equaliser. But will it only be delayed gratification as the ball comes in? Tamamura goes to fetch it. Eliadis, defensive clearing header. Zoyce just gains a few metres and ensures that Tamamura won't have an instant opportunity to swing something else in. Meanwhile, changes can now be made by Spring Hills. So Budiongo exits the fray, placed by Rachel Gillies. Looks like Bella Stringfellow, who's also made way over on our near side. Oh, it's Bulleen in attack. Ooh, big challenge there. That's going to be a free kick. Tamamura coming through in a hurry. Buttress immediately grabbing in her stomach after that collision. Joyce with the delivery, floats it up to the edge of the box. Bulleen trying to find an angle towards goal. Slashed across the face of it. Eliadis had the time to recover the loose control. Markowski. Got there before Kane. Lays it off to Dakic. Mamura to Matthews. Narita turn and heads upfield. So it goes central to Sinclair. Collected late, and that's going to be a free kick. Madi Rakic escapes with a talking to. Dakic ignores Chelsea De Silva over there at right back, who has also come on, instead went upfield, but it's going to result in an immediate turnover. All intended for Privatelli, couldn't find its way through. Buttress lost her footing initially, recovered and made the good sliding challenge. Rakic sends it to Privatelli, brings it back inside. Just poke it over the top for Buttress. Zoyce couldn't bring it in. And Hannah Matthews lost it. Kane plays a 1-2 with Zoyce. Privatelli closed down quickly by Tamamura. At the back of Narita, and then we'll give chase once more and close down Tamamura's ball out. Sinclair appeals for a handball. Going for a throw in instead, taken quickly. Kane, all the time in the world. Bullich, all the time in the world. Yeah, Bullich. Sends it down the left. It's met by Buttress. Cuts back inside. Teammates arriving. Goes down. Play on is the call. No real appeals for a penalty either from the Bulleen attack. Meanwhile, though, the Bulleen attacker has remained down on the turf and the trainer is being called for. So the trainer appears to be a water bottle is out, MJ's secret stuff. Buttress back to her feet, which is good. Looks like she'll be all right to continue. Having come off the bench and scored a goal, no doubt she will be recalcitrant to come off. Nina's throw. Sato. Cagnina. Cross charge down. Buttress, meanwhile, has been given her leave to re-enter the frame by referee Jackson Trundle. Takes up a position on the goal line there. Cleared away by Spring Hills, but the respite will likely prove short-lived as Eliada sends it back in. Over Bridus, as it poked away by Mami Ambo, but unfairly, according to the referee, and Paige Zoyce will have herself another opportunity to tee something up. You'd hazard a guess that it's too far out to score, but the area where you can look to maybe drop something on a teammate if your delivery is sound. Buttress keeping her company over there, Paige Zoyce. Well, have I spoken too soon? Is this close enough for Paige Zoyce to have a think about it? Paige Zoyce will go for goal and send it over the crossbar. As mentioned, it's just Paige Zoyce's second start, third competitive fixture in a year after that nasty medial ligament injury she suffered almost a year ago today. So potentially maybe an in-season Paige Zoyce with a radar slightly more attuned gets that one on target. However, Anson wheels and the like, and that one went out for a goal kick. Certainly Spring Hills doing a lot more defending than they'd like at the moment. Down 2-1. Need to get the ball up the other ends. Go in search of an equaliser. Markowski. We know they can score late. Markowski's netting in the 90th minute to beat Preston last week. Markowski shielding the ball from Sato there. It's going to go out for a throw-in. Zoyce pokes at central. Bridus. 3-1. Bulleen are going to win the football match. Zoyce to Bridus, 2 Melbourne Victory teammates combine. And that should wrap this one up for the hosts. They went down early, and that goal on the stroke of half-time, its importance now being reinforced as they add 2 further second-half goals. And here, with less than 10 minutes remaining, now find themselves up 3-1 over Spring Hills, eyeing off a place in the top 4. No doubt they will eagerly observe Brunswick Juventus' trip here later tonight to take on Boroondara, putting the pressure on the Eagles, their tenants here at the Veneto Club. Meanwhile, Narita, she'll go down. Play on is the call. Spring Hills started strongly, took that lead in the 23rd minute through Mami Ambo. Maybe that inability to find the seconds and really take advantage of the strong opening coming back to haunt them now. Rakic over the top. Privatelli gives chase, testing out that new surgically repaired ankle. Knocks it into space, tries to charge it down. Tamamura got in the way. Eliadis ignores the cry from the stands to let it rip. Maybe she should have, as the turnover has come. Markowski. Joyce will give her Privatelli some space to work in before Montana Matthews arrives. Back to the top of the box, Ava Brightis. Rakic. Bulleen, now with that 2-goal cushion, can afford to take their time. Joyce gets it to Mia Bulic. Well, the buttress didn't come off. Sato shows her side retains possession in her first game back for Bulleen. Rejoining after a stint at Auckland United as the Japanese midfielder. Not the best of clearances, straight to buttress. Rakic, let it run. Poked clear by Montana Matthews. Narita now. Narita, well, one of those crosses that gets away but threatens the goal. Hudson grateful to watch it roll out. Buttress manipulates the defender into giving her side a throw-in. Eliadis intercepts. Privatelli calling for it. Instead it goes to the left flank. Buttress closed down by 2 defenders. Beats 1. Can't beat the second. And Dakic puts it out for a corner kick. And Spring Hills are going to make a couple further changes. Namiambo and Yeri Yamashita making way. Mona Enza and Nikki Bozanowski coming in. Coach Tom Markowski late on. They'll be tasked with defending this corner. Dangerous looking one. Eliadis flew. And it's going to bounce out wide for another corner kick. Spring Hills supporters want a free kick. Both Markowski and Ibrahim came a cropper after that. Eliadis just hurled herself in the general vicinity of the ball. And the Brightest presents the short option. That's ignored. Whipped into the danger zone once more. Sent straight back out. Sato trying to turn and face the Spring Hills goal. It's marshalled well And it's going to be a throw-in for the visitors. So Spring Hills look like they're going to be on the wrong end of this scoreline, down 3-1 late on. They'll lick their wounds and look ahead to a meeting with the Essendon Royals next week. Bit of a local derby, that one. There's Montana Matthews. She's kept fighting but can't keep that ball in. Bulleen, meanwhile, moving closer to the top four. They will turn their sights onto a clash with Preston next Sunday afternoon at BT Connor Reserve. Meeting between two groups of Lionesses, Preston Lions, FC Bulleen Lions. Both of these sides still alive in the Nike FC Cup final as well, of course. Bulleen at home to Alamein in their game. Spring Hills, meanwhile, they'll visit South Melbourne. They've just made a coaching change as well, Justin Micallef named. Eva Brightus, it's a good turn. Went for goal herself, the sliding challenge, Buttress. Trying to just take it off the plate of Ibrahim. Couldn't arrive in time. Bullich got it away. Only as far as De Silva. Montana Matthews. Upfield for Sinclair. Eliadis arrives. Corner kick won by Spring Hills. Massive bodies waiting in the penalty area for this delivery. Sent into the near post. Did that cross the line? No, it didn't. Somehow it didn't. And for all intents and purposes, like it had just snaked through and gone off that far post and into the net, but no, cleared away. Spring Hills fans behind the goals appealing for goal line technology, VAR. Well whipped in. Numbers are there for Spring Hills. It'll come out to the back. Matthews. Unable to get a shot off. Sends up high. Eliadis with the header. Spring Hills getting the ball forward, applying some pressure to Bulleen. Fortunately for them, it appears to be coming too late. Down 3-1, not long to go. Sinclair lost her footing under the challenge from Eliadis. Play on was the call, and Bulleen comes up with it. Montana Matthews has been good for Spring Hills despite the scoreline. Sato got there first. Matthews took it away from Eliadis. from Privatelli, I should say. Brightus arrived. Looked like she was being held back, and she was. And that'll be a yellow card to the newly introduced Nikki Bozanovsky. Bozanovsky, long-time member of Spring Hills, over a decade. Battled injuries in recent campaigns, but here in the top flight. Vitelli couldn't bring that one down. Over Brightus. Rakic. Shook off the attention of Narita. Still has a number of defenders to beat. And the full-time whistle rings out here at David Burrows Stadium at the Veneto Club. And it is the Lionesses of Bulleen, FC Bulleen Lions, who have come from behind. Falling behind early to a Mamiambo strike, but rallying back and securing a 3-1 win. Nia Sala's goal on the stroke of half-time from a corner. Of vital importance, giving them that boost heading into half-time, where 2 goals were delivered by Danny Buttress and Ava Brightus, as Coach Caitlin Friendside got back in the winner's circle and moved closer to the top 4. As mentioned, their thoughts will now turn to their clash with Preston next week. Meanwhile, Spring Hills looking forward to a meeting with Essendon. Both of those games you can catch live and free on the NPL Victoria YouTube page, as well as every game of the NPL Women's Victoria season, every game of the NPL Men's Victoria season. There's Doherty Cup and Nike FC Cup matches on the Football Victoria YouTube page. Be a friend, tell a friend to make sure that you are subscribed and they are subscribed to both of those channels. For now, though, from a rapidly cooling David Burrows Stadium at the Veneto Club, my name has been Joey Lynch. Thank you ever so much for your company this evening as FC Bulleen Lions defeated Spring Hills 3-1. Thanks and success.